Hi, very good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, Osho. Good to see you.
We
You're
are
doing
just
well.
going to see comments now from
Najam,
new
good morning.
Japanese PM Takaichi. She's determined to defend Japan's national interest via diplomacy and security. Just to alert that she is speaking at the moment.
Folks, right then. Let's just get ourselves sorted. Folks, let's get stuck in. So, main issue, we're still in the US government shutdown. The data we're getting is going to be the US CPI print on Friday. So, wouldn't be surprising just to see a little bit of tentative price action until then. We are seeing a little bit of dollar strength at the moment. That's mainly that the US credit risks have been downplayed, and that dollar strength is easing the rally on gold and silver, and both gold and silver under pressure at the moment. Sort of sell biases for both. Global stocks are just pausing in the early morning session. Nothing really particularly to note. Just we reached those highs. And nice, Najam.
And more from
Good work.
Japanese PM. She's instructed cabinet to compile package of steps to cushion blow from rising costs of living.
Nice euro dollar. I got my dollar yen trade is quite close as well. We're just around the 152.
Don't know immediate
Look at that in a minute.
yen to her remarks. We have been seeing dollar yen travel upwards throughout the course of the European morning and overnight Asia.
Let's see. Dollar yen, I got my target there at 152.50, so not too far away. That dollar strength just continuing. So the bullish bias is still there in stocks. Now, are we expecting this to clear out fresh highs? Not necessarily.
And more from Japanese PM Takaichi. Plans to call on opposition parties for cooperation for stable politics. Will do utmost to cushion the blow from US tariffs on the Japanese economy.
We've had General Electric, General Motors, their earnings both raising full year guidance. Coca-Cola, Halliburton, they got stronger than expected earnings. Elevance Health beating estimates. So just, healthcare names getting lifted. And the US-China trade talks, President Trump warned tariffs could rise if no deal is reached by November the 1st. But, the bottom line is he still thinks a deal is going to be done, and President Trump is still meeting President Xi. UK CPI on Wednesday will be important for the pound, but US inflation data is the belle of the ball for this week on Friday. The yen is weak on the Takaichi victory. That's obviously helping our dollar yen upside. And you can see here, yen very weak. That's been helping the Nikkei up overnight, and that's just generally risk off trading. You can see sentiment is pretty positive, and dollars pushing up. You see gold and silver pushing down as geopolitical risk just fades. Strong dollar weighing on precious metals, and you look at bonds, quite tentative play, just waiting for some key driver. Equity markets off the highs and just sort of pausing. US equity futures where they were yesterday, but earnings are still good, so remains to be a situation of buying the dip, right? So this might be a little pause, but the bottom line is buy the dip. That remains the big picture. Looking at so trades I've got running, dollar yen, here it is up here. So again,
just a bit more from the Japanese PM. She is aiming to elevate Japanese-US ties to new heights via a meeting with US President Trump.
Just see very nice hammer reversal. This is just a great example of what a technically perfect hammer reversal looks like. Do you see the context? Previous area, right? Broke up that swing highs, so clearly up, trending up. Pull back, length of the tail, 2 or 3 times the body. The body closes within the body of this previous candle.
Governor says today's decision to keep rates unchanged was unanimous.
And you got this decent kind of 150. It's nice space to the left there. And you got this obvious target is the 152.50 up at those highs. Trend line break as well. Nice as added confluence. Just a lovely little area, really. So this is kind of what a solid break looks like. See, dollar Swiss franc also had a similar pattern, space to the left, taking up fresh highs. You're arguably taking out those lows, but it's a false break of this whole level, and that's finding some decent support there as well. So some good sort of technical signals showing there. And the euro dollar, we had that shooting star pattern on Friday, didn't we? That really sort of kept going. That sell, and moving down towards a target area down here. So dollar strength just sort of moving across the board and benefiting markets. Now, the futures, the data is again very, very light. We've got Waller speaking at 2 and Waller speaking at 8:30. So Waller's very influential to the markets, so we need to keep an eye on what Waller said. I haven't got any of... Waller didn't comment on monetary policy or economy in opening remarks. He's speaking to the Fed Payments Conference, so no remarks so far from Waller. But just keep our eye on Waller, because whatever he says can be influential. There was a US Treasury buyback announcement at 4, and then it's Waller at 8:30. So that's really the major drivers for now. So look, it's frustrating there, Jim. So on the hourly chart, what do we got? So let's just get the overall context. See, overall context, breaking above value area high from yesterday. We're currently in a short-term balance area. So the value area low is right down the bottom of that range here. So now on balance volume dropping lower, I wouldn't be surprised if we broke down through this level and then found buyers at the pivot point. That sort of makes sense to me. And we retest some of those trapped sellers down there. So if we look at it on the hourly chart, now where's a decent area to buy in? Well, still think buying's good, and it'd be one of these sort of areas here where lots of sellers got trapped. So maybe the 6758, or here the 6758 really stands out for buyers. Right, so if we drop down, I do like the 6758, and in the very near term, where have we got? Have we got anywhere in the very near term here? 4.6. Gold does look nice for a sell, right? 6758. So 6758 is attractive. In the near term, you got sellers trapped here. Right, so we could see some buying around that 6768 region. That's not unreasonable to look for. And we can also see that we've got sellers trapped down here on the 15. But break down through that region, then 6758 looks attractive. So that's where I kind of like this other area here for medium-term buying. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. In the very near term, you've got sellers trying to trap those buyers here, and that sellers got trapped earlier in the session down there. There's a little bit of momentum to the downside right now. So heading into the open, if we get these kind of sellers trapped, then I'll be looking on the 1 hour chart for these areas getting tested. The 6758, 67445, that kind of thing. And stops can be just the other side of those structures. We've also got quite a lot of heavy breakout buyers here at the 6746 and the 6731. So I do like buying in at 6758. So I'll see what we get when we come into the pattern. In the meantime, we got sellers trying to trap buyers here, got sellers trying to trap buyers there. And on the 15-minute, it looks like we're going to get some of those buyers trapped. So then it's either looking for a retracement off this level, trying to move higher, or break down through this level and then looking to buy in structurally 6758. So that's my strategy, what it's going to be. Buy the dip remains the picture. Now, yeah, let's have a little look at gold. Now, Jem's pointing out a double top. Yeah, nice double top as well. Yeah, it's a nice double top, isn't it? Break of that trend line. That'll be the target down to about 150 there. So very interesting. If we get a breakdown through there like that, that's the kind of structure, isn't it? On balance volume turning negative as well. You can just see it dropping here. I think intraday would be better, right? If we get this break.
Small comment here from the Japan PM Takaichi says there's no time for dissolving the lower house for election.
You know, you could see a case for just selling at market. Stops running under the near swing, 4,300, 4,350. You know, looks like it wants to break down through that level. I'm not doing that, but you could see a case for it. We'll keep an eye on gold. I think it's nice. Dollar strength, little bit of release over US credit risk. All of that allows the dollar to strengthen. And then we haven't got any major data until Friday for the...
Sort of noting, I've seen a bit of strength in the yen US has come amid these Takaichi comments. And Takaichi also noting that she does not see a need to review the BOJ government accord now, and notes method of implementing monetary policy lies with the BOJ.
Yen, that should strengthen the yen, that. That's Takeshi, the new female Japanese Prime Minister.
And also noting that the BOJ's monetary policy is part of broader economic policy, which the government holds responsibility.
Just going to see how the yen's reacting to that.
And just noting it is most important that the BOJ and government communicates closely and coordinate policy. So specific means of monetary policy is up to the BOJ to decide.
So a little bit of yen strength on those comments. Is it a lot? It's quite a bit. So near term, just getting a little bit of retracement. I'm going to hold my dollar yen longs though, because that residual dollar strength I'm expecting to remain. What's that for dollar yen?
And more from Japan PM says BOJ's 2% inflation target should be met not just through cost push factors, but price rises accompanied by wage gains.
What time frame, Nigel? Oh, I got delayed, so I'm delayed.
The Japan PM does hope BOJ conducts appropriate monetary policy to stably and sustainably achieve its inflation targets.
Oh yeah, look at that. Let me just try and I want to get a better read on the ES as we start.
Just further here from Japan PM does want to deepen the relationship of trust with US President Trump through frank exchange of opinions.
It's going to be, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. That's what it's going to be. So pull back here, 6,700. Hey Brian, we were just looking at a potential double top formation in gold. You can just see here, if we get an intraday break of that trough, then watch for potential breakout retest. And kind of there is just a sell bias for gold at the moment. A lot of momentum to the downside, a lot of momentum indicators turning negative, and gold looks like it wants to try and break out here. Hey Brian, just be aware that that's a decent level here at the 4,200 really. Break down through that, look for a breakout retest. It's a kind of double top formation you can see here. And the dollar strength is just really boosting the downside for precious metals. Obviously geopolitical risk fading as well, with Trump and President Xi set for a meeting, and silver continues to move down. Right, let's just have a little look at this ES. Let's try and get still haven't got a good handle on this. So on the 1 hour, we had the sellers trapped. We've had a little bit of a buy off that standard deviation. 4758 remains the area I'm happy to buy into, which is just underneath this level here, which is all these sellers get trapped here. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. 4758 is where I'm going to go buy in. If we're going to carry on higher, the near term sellers are trapped buyers here. So it is a seller's market. So what I'm looking for is sellers to come down here and then to find dip buyers. That's my thesis. That's what I'm looking at. All right, so 4758, possibly buying in at the 4763, but I think I want the 4758. That's what I want. Buy in there, and then looking for a move back up to the height of the day, really. I've got it. We remain in this value area low on the weekly. So that value area just remains there. So we could have a deeper drop. Yeah, 6758. That's lovely. Delta is positive from the open. Yeah, and the stop's at 38. Right, that's my plan. Got it. Five minute. Let's see. Get sellers trapping those buyers. I think we do. The only thing I don't like is that kind of value area here on the weekly, the developing value area here, but momentum's clearly lower, right? And you got sellers trapping all these buyers here. So, right, sellers are in control, that's for sure. 15, you're getting sellers, right? Trapping buyers, right? Sellers trapping, right? Okay, so now we're pulling back up to this area. Part of me is tempted to sell that. Yeah, I'm going to sell that. I do like that sell because I just like how it's running on the 5 minute. There she goes. Come on, go on down. There's your 5 minute candle. You trap those sellers. 15 minute. Trap those. So everyone's trapped. It just looks like she wants to go down, doesn't she? Get underneath these lows, then I'll add another position in. All right, added another position in. That's breaking through on volume. It just looks like it wants to have a little run here. Okay, let's just see what we get here. The 5 minute close, trying to get underneath that value area. 5 minutes there, 15 minute there. So this is a sell area. Do we get the sellers come in? Let's see. I can take another short there, just with those buyers getting trapped against the standard deviation. Yeah, okay, Ryan, I'm just still holding it a little bit longer. I've got a point of control as my last kind of area here. I mean, I was looking, the first lot of dip buyers, I was looking at the 6758. I probably got a bit carried away with the the selling thesis, but I think there's buyers trapped. So that's not a bad area for it to potentially reverse. It fell down, but only so far as the standard deviation. Now buyers are trying to come in here, aren't they? Winter control moving down. I'm out because that's where it turns around, I think. This is where it could just turn around and bump higher. See, once those sellers get trapped, then it should carry on up. Murphy's Law. There she goes. So yeah, sucking them in, take them out, and then higher. That looks like the move, doesn't it? I'll take it higher from there. That's it. That was the buy off the 6758, essentially, wasn't it? That was the thing. Right. Now, that's it. That was the move, folks. All right, so let's just have another look at this. So there's the buyers. We're expecting them roughly to come in where they did. It's that value area low. And I'm still waiting for that deeper buy, actually. Still going to wait for that deeper buy. I could see the selling come back. Just a bit tricky.